Good afternoon, this is Robert Radford from sunny Bristol. It's about 12:30 in the afternoon on the 30th of April. Today's game is against a young man, or he was a young man at the time, David Woodcock, in 2018. It's about 7 years ago now. He played for Downend Fish Ponds. As far as I know, that's the only club he's played for since he played in the Bristol District League way back in 2000 when I think he became a registered player for the club. I think I have 2 games with him, but maybe I've put one on already. But this is the game which I want to show you today. It was played on the 3rd of April in 2018, and it was away, I believe, at the Downend Chess Club. And I was playing white. So this is how the game went. I played e4. David played e6. d4, d5. So we have a French setup, and I'm going for the Tarrasch version of the French with white. Knight f6, e5, knight d7, bishop d3, c5, c3. So this is the setup as it stands, and it's all pretty booked for, more or less booked for a while. Knight c6, knight e2, pawn takes d4, pawn takes d4, queen b6, knight f3, and bishop b4 check. So I played bishop in to block the check. I took the queen, and then he came down to get the queens off. Now I could play several moves, but the move that was the most interesting and most sensible, I think, was the castle. So he took my queen, I took his queen with the knight, then he went knight b6. So he knows what he's doing in this opening. From here on, I think we're probably just going out of the book now. Rook c1, bishop d7, a3, a6, b4, knight a7. He's either going to play the knight into b5, which is unlikely because after a4 gets driven away. But either way, I think the bishop, he's trying to get the white squared bishop off, because when you play the French, the white squared bishop is the piece you want to get off, and he should be successful in doing that. So knight b3, yeah, bishop b5, bishop takes, knight takes on b5, and now I played a knight a5, hitting that b pawn on b7. So David decided to defend it with the rook on b8, and I played a4, knight into a3, and then rook down, penetrating its 7th rank with good play, because I can take the pawn and maybe go knight d6 check. So he brought the knight back to c4. This does lock in my rook, but it's not going to be able to work out for him, because I've taken the pawn on b7 with the knight. He can't go king to d8 because I just play rook takes f7 and everything's great. So he castled. He could have took pawn on a4, but he castled first because he wants to make sure that I can't play knight to d6, even though he can go knight takes on d6. No, knight to a... Yeah, I've gone back knight to c5 now. Knight a8, rook a7, rook takes pawn, rook takes pawn. So there we are. He's taken the pawn on b4, I've taken the pawn on a6, and If you look on the bar on the right, I'm doing a little bit better. I've got something like a 1.6 advantage with the white pieces in this position. He's doubled his rooks, which is a good move. And I've made sure I got a flight square for my king in the event of him attacking, because he also has a very strong knight on c4. So he's now reinforcing that with his other knight. And I put my rook behind the pawn because he was threatening to win it. So now he's offering a rook swap, which I don't mind at all because he had a powerful situation there. His rook was better than what mine was. So I consider this a mistake because I've gone even higher now on the bar on the right. If you look at the little red line, I've gone even further up and I'm on something like 2.5, nearly 2.3 advantage with white in this position. So after he retook with the knight, I played a5. And now he's played g6 because he wants to be able to have a flight square as well, should he need to get out. Now, I've played knight d7 to take advantage of this g6 move because I can now, if I need to, get my knight in on f6, and it's a big glorious outpost. Very, very good. So now he's trying to win the pawn with the rook by playing rook b5. I pushed it on again. I'm not going to be able to hold on to this pawn, but my plan is I'll get the pawn back anyway. So he's played rook to a5. Now, there are possibilities. I could just swap rooks, but I'm not sure if I can save the pawn. So anyway, I played rook b1. He took the pawn and I did what I wanted to do, go rook down to b8 check, and I almost got him. I got him in more or less a mate in net here, if I can work it. So he's gone king to g7, knight into f6. It's a great place to have an outpost for your knight. I can check him to death over here, I think, in a minute. Knight on a to b6, rook check on g8, king h6, rook h8. Now I'm going to take that pawn in a moment. He can't get away. If he goes forward, he gets checkmated with pawns. So he went back and I took the pawn, and then he went back again to f8. I like this. I'm controlling the situation. When you get players moving onto the squares you want them to move, you're bossing the situation and you're superior in this position. So I've gone even further up now in the bar on the right, as you can see. Have a 4.6 advantage with the white pieces. Should be good enough to win this game now. Just got to find the right way to do it. h8. Checked him on h8. He's gone king to g7. Rook check on g8. So now he's gone to h6 with his king. So this is what we want. We want him so he can't move. So I played my knight into f4. He played rook down check on a1. King g2. Rook a2. Yeah, I saw this coming. He's looking to play knight e3. But I'm not concerned about that. Knight e3 check won't be a problem. So I played h4. The mate in net is starting to close in. I've now got a 5.5 advantage as against nearing its end. He's gone knight to e3 check. King f3. Knight to d1. And he's threatening to win that pawn on f2. But I've gone back with my knight, so it's all covered. Now he's bringing his other knight down into the attack. Well, if he had time, he might have something going there, but I don't think he has. So just keep an eye on the clock. I got to make a couple of moves to get to time control with a check and then a check again. King h6 and now g4. And at this point, David took a little time looking at it and then he resigned because there's no way escaping that. So, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this game. David Woodcock from Downend Chess Club. Very loyal servant. Been with the club, I believe, right from 2000. Hasn't played for anybody else. Seems to be quite happy at that club. Been a long-term member there. So, as most of them are, actually. So, thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed the game. See you soon. Bye.